Hello, 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 hello. Out there in trucking world, this is Dirty Trucking. I just walked in, getting home a little late today. Had to go get my truck from the Peterbilt dealership. It was ready. So I went on ahead and got that and freed up that raggedy beast I was driving. But today I want to talk about distracted driving. And I'm not going to talk about all of the distracted drive, what constitutes distracted driving, because you all know your drivers. I want to focus on being on the phone. Being on the phone. I don't talk on the phone. That's just is just the way I've been driving. Now, every now and then, if it's somebody I know call, okay, I get to yip yapping. But it's not, I'm not an everyday, damn near 24/7 on the phone like some of the drivers I see. Some of these drivers I see, you got these headsets, and I mean, y'all just yip yapping all day long. It ain't the women, it's the men. All day long, they walking around just talking. You done stepped off the truck, you on the damn phone. You get back on the truck, you on the damn phone. I'm like, who the hell you got to talk to all day while you under the wheel of a semi? But that's what the headsets are for. But I choose not to do that. Every now and then, if I get a phone call, I got to take a phone call, make a phone call, and that's it. But you won't catch me on the phone 24/7 or lengthy time, unless it's somebody I really know, and we just yip yapping on the phone, which is rare. But local, you won't catch me doing that pretty much at all. And don't cap no jokes out there. Well, you ain't got nobody to talk to. I got plenty to talk to if I give my phone number out, which I don't do, and there's a reason for that. I like peace and quiet. I don't have no need for all the yip yapping. I'm an in-person person. I have come to the point where the cell phone is bothersome to me. It has gotten people away from normal interaction with people. You texting all the time. Everything you want to say and communicate, you're sending through a damn text. And you're on the phone talking all the time. So that way you can't see the individual if you're on the phone, not unless you're on Skype or one of those other video chat things. But you really don't know how the person doing. You may hear something in their voice, but you don't know because you're not interacting with them. You're talking through a device. That's what you're doing. So I'm an in-person person, and I've been that way, and I like to be that way. Most folks don't like to talk on the phone. I've lost a lot of friends because of that, because I like to talk, and I was calling and was trying to talk on the phone, and they weren't talkers on the phone. So I've gotten away from that. So I'm going back to what I like to do best. I'm an in-person person. Hey, you got to talk, say something. Hey, I'm right here. We do the face-to-face. Because of the texting, you really never know who you're talking to. It could be somebody, because I've had it happen. Somebody sent me a text, and it was not from the individual. And we are no longer really at the friend status we was because of that when I found it out. Because I don't play those kind of kiddish games. But I want to get to this cell phone usage when you're in trucking. The dangers of it. Distracted driving. You can cause an accident from that. Now, but when I got in trucking, it wasn't really a whole lot of accidents. That rarity when they first came out with that headset thing, and you had to have a headset because they were trying to blame truckers for having accidents being on the phone, and it really weren't the truckers, and it's really still not as of today. It was the motorists in the cars, vehicle operators. That's who were causing the accidents that I saw. But they want to blame the truckers, and that's why they come up with that headset. I gotta have a headset, and don't pick up the phone thing, and all that other good little stuff. They like to stick on the truckers, blame us for everything. But it was an accident that was caused by someone being on the phone. Tore up a truck. And I want to talk about that. See, when you're on the phone, you're distracted. You could be on the phone, somebody can get you upset on the phone. It calls you not to do your job like you would be doing if you were actually coherent, paying attention, not upset. You might forget to do something, tab something because somebody got you upset on the phone. That's why it's not good to be somebody get you arguing on the phone, and that's what they like to do with me. So I don't get on the phone anymore. It's not like that anymore. So, and I'm cool with that because, like I said, I'm an in-person person. But let's put this scenario: you're driving, running your mouth on the phone. And I call these blind curves. The blind curves, blind corners. You're running your mouth on the phone, trucking along, ain't paying attention. Now you're driving on the phone. You're probably texting too, looking down, texting. You're coming into a blind curve on an off-ramp. You don't know what's past that curve until you get into the curve. Okay, now you're on the phone, you're trucking, ain't paying attention, ain't slowing down because you're thinking ain't nothing in front of you till you get in the curve. Holy shit! It's a bunch of cars stopped. Now you coming. You were on the phone, not paying attention. Now what you gonna do? You either gonna slam into them cars or you gonna tap the truck. Trying not to slam into them cars. That's the dangers of being on a cell phone. These blind curves. They got blind curves that's coming off the off-ramp. You've seen them in the mountains. Blind curves. You don't know what's around there until you get around there. Blind curves on streets. You're coming around a curve. You can't see what's in front of you or what's around that curve. Only thing you can see is directly in front of you. You can't see what's around that curve until you get far enough around that curve. Traffic could be stopped. What if you're speeding? What if you're not braking? What if you're not being cautious enough going into that curve? Take it full speed, but you ain't supposed to in a semi. Because now you can tip it, roll it over. What if you don't? What if you do that? Okay, now you're subject to slam into somebody, hit somebody, anything, tear the truck. I call them blind. They even have, I call them blind street lights. We all been through these. We truckers. We done had some experience with what I'm talking about right now. Blind off-ramp curves, blind on-ramp curves, blind curves on streets. What about the blind street lights coming under a bridge? You're on the street, trucking along. You're coming under the bridge. You just think it's a bridge you zippity-doo-dah to. No. Then you get under the bridge and start appearing to see you. Now the street light is starting to appear to you. But you can't see it approaching the bridge. That's what I call a blind street light. And what if you're not prepared for it and you're trucking along? I didn't have it happen. Didn't think it was not thinking there's a light there until you got up under the bridge. Now you got to hit the brakes. Your tires locked. Now, what if you're on a cell phone? You approach that. Now you ain't paying attention. You're distracted. You're talking on the phone. You're in your conversation. La, 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 la. Yeah, girl. Hey, yeah, man. Yeah. You see the game? Yeah. Ah, boom. That's what can happen. And I bring this up because, like I said, there was an accident that happened recent. Tore up a truck. I just saw the truck. It's tore bad. On the driver's side. Being on the cell phone. Talking. And they don't tell them what else was going on. But see, that's what happens when you're distracted. I find don't need to be on the phone all day. Not when I'm on the truck. I'm listening to my music, my jazz. Occasionally, if I get a phone call, okay. Sometimes 9 times out of 10, I even had to tell them at the job. I won't hear your call. It's best if you're trying to get a hold of me. We have a tablet. Send a message through the tablet. Our tablet is designed and set up to where I would actually see the message pop up, or the message little envelope turn green to let me know there's a message before I hear my phone. You want to know why? Because I've been this way in trucking all my life. I keep the volume up on my radio, and my volume on the radio will drown out the phone. And that's a good thing for me. Because why? Because now I'm not picking up the phone. I'm not constantly looking down, reaching for it, seeing who calling. Got to send a text message, answer a text, and all that. Now, I ain't going to say I ain't did it and don't do it. I ain't going to sit up there and be one of them drivers and say that I don't do that. And if I get a chance to, I will. But I'm professional. I don't do it all day. Because my mind and my attention is focused on me driving. And I'm on the road. But I'm talking about you drivers that's out there, you just yip-yapping and you're under the wheel of a truck. You damn ain't paying attention. You ain't familiar with the surroundings enough to be doing both. Especially if you're not familiar with a freeway at a certain time of day when the traffic bags up. Just because you got on that ramp and it wasn't no traffic. You're approaching a blind curve. Don't mean it ain't no traffic when you come around that curve. Now you coming and you're doing your little 30 miles an hour, 25, hopefully you drop down to 5 under whatever the speed limit is. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. You know, but sometimes we go ahead and ride it out. But that's what you're supposed to do. Now, if you ain't paying no attention, you come around that curve, what you gonna do? You got about 6, 7, 8 stop cars right there. And here you come. What the hell you gonna do? You don't want to hit now one of them, because that's gonna make matters even worse from what's about to happen, because you can't stop that truck. Now, how you gonna stop it? Now you swerving, probably all up on the shoulder on the grass. Made the truck jackknife. Whip back. Now the truck fucked up. Now law enforcement out there. The job out there. If you got a safety department, they out there. All because you on the phone running your mouth. You know, when they came out with them headsets, that was a good thing. It gave you freedom to be able to have your conversation on the phone without picking up the phone. You just hit the button. Boop, hello. Boop, goodbye. Even, boop, boop, hold on. Who, hello? Boop, boop. I don't want to talk to you. Boop, boop, hello. All that from a click of a button on your headset. Keep you from picking up the phone. But when they came out with that, it was not the truckers that was having all these accidents with the cell phone. It was the cars, because they were distracted. I would see them cut in front of me. They used to cut in front of me on the cell phone. When you get on the cell phone, your foot comes up off the accelerator, because now you're concentrating on that phone call and you're slowing down. Same if you're on a truck and you're reaching for something. Your foot comes up off the accelerator a little bit. And you're slowing down because you're doing something else instead of paying attention to the road. So you're talking with an experienced driver here. I've been there and done that. I can damn near tell what you did if you had an accident. I'm going to come up with a couple of scenarios. One of them going to be right on point. And my last scenario about this accident was hit it right on the money. Unfamiliar with that curve, traffic stop, bam, tore up the truck. Trying to stop. Now, what else took place in that curve, I don't know. But being on a cell phone and driving, you know, use your headset. But you ain't got to be on it 24/7. You got 11-hour drive time. over the road. You ain't got to be on the damn cell phone all 11 fucking hours. Now, that's just crazy. Who the hell are you talking to for 11 fucking goddamn hours? I've seen drivers, these are men, just on the phone all damn day long. And you would think that of the women. It's the men walk around here with headsets. And I'm going to get into training. When you're training, I ain't talking about OTR, you just getting into it. That's a whole different story. I'm talking about when you already experienced and you coming into a job and you got to be trained on aspects of that job. Okay, it's not a good idea to be sitting over there in that passenger seat and it's your first day, because they ain't finna put you on the wheel the first day unless they brave. Now, sometimes I will. I'll throw you up under there just to see what you got so I won't be wasting my time. It's not a good idea to be sitting over there. You supposed to be learning the job, and every time I look over, you down there texting somebody, taking phone calls. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm looking at this. I can tell what kind of driver you are just by being around you, just by observing you. I can tell what kind of driver you are once I get you up under the wheel. You ain't even gotta be on my truck. I could just observe your habits as a driver. If I see you on the freeway, if you're a coworker, or somebody I see all the time, how you maneuvering, if you in a rush, you in a hurry all the damn time, you a speeder, I can tell that. I will see that. I can see that. Because I observe. I sit back and watch this all the time. I can tell which drivers are fast drivers. I'm a fast driver. But I'm a safety-oriented fast driver. But now you got fast drivers that are speeders. You fast because you speed. I'm fast because I drive the speed limit, but I move fast when I'm doing my job. I've just been that way all my life. I'm always a fast person. And I'm doing my job efficiently. I've just been a fast person. They say I was speeding out there. No, I don't speed. I do the speed limit. You want to know why? Because I'm comfortable with doing the speed limit. The speed limit is there for a reason. Some signs got 3 different speed limits. It got 70, 65, and 55. And they also got some words on that sign when it got three like that. Even if it got 2, it'll say 65 and 55. It got some words with it. Read the words. It said truck speed. Of those 3 or of those 2, it ain't even got to be on the sign. You can pass one sign and say one thing and get a couple of feet down and it say truck speed. That's your speed, trucker. If truck speed ain't on 70, that ain't your speed. Not unless you're down there in Texas. But in certain parts, it's certain parts that you only supposed to be doing 55. That's automatic. Truck speed ain't nothing but 55 in certain parts. You got to pay attention to that. That's why they got these signs. You a trucker, you done seen it. If you experienced trucker, you done seen it. You can pass the sign, say 65. You think that's for you. Then you get a few feet up the road and see a sign say truck speed 55. That's yours. From 65 to that 55 sign, yeah, you do 65. But when you get to that 55 and after, that's you. All you. But training, and you're sitting over there on a cell phone, or the trainer has got you up under the wheel, and I see you're taking calls if you got a headset, because you won't be picking up a phone if I'm training you. If I see you reaching for the phone, I've had to say this to a trainee I had. I said, I don't mind you taking phone calls as a mercy, but you in training. You can't be on the phone and in training up under the wheel. Now, if you just over there observing, I ain't gonna say nothing too much to you, but I'm watching that. How often you on the phone? How often you texting? How often your attention is not looking up at what I'm trying to show you, what we're doing, where we going? You over there with your head down because you're texting. Okay, what about a trainer that's training and you on the damn phone? That's setting a bad example. How the hell are you on the phone training somebody up under the wheel and you on the goddamn phone? So that trainee sitting over there observing you, thinking that's what they supposed to do. When it's time for them to get up under the wheel, they thinking they supposed to be on the phone too. Headset, talking, yap, 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 yap. No. Absolutely not. Picking up bad habits. Your time to talk is when you through training. When they done passed you, you're good to go. Now, if you take your monkey ass out there and have an accident because you can't do two things at once, pay attention and be on the phone, that's on you. You tear up a truck, that's on you. They say it's because you was on the phone, that's all on you. Because you didn't have, because you want to know why? You didn't have to be on the phone. Nobody has to be on the phone. Unless you, in one of those jobs where you answer the phone. In trucking, nobody has to be on the phone. In fact, your fleet company would prefer you not be on the phone. But then you got these jobs, and you got to send you messages, making you pick up the phone and all that. No. That shouldn't even be going on. Now, what if you are a trainer? Okay, now you over there, you got the student, the driver learning the job over there, and you allowing them to take phone calls and stuff. At some point, you got to say, hey, especially if the phone calls come down. See if you got your kids, you got to check on them. I understand all that. But you can't do it when you're under the wheel. Now, you got a headset on? Okay, answer real quick. Hey, I'm training. Let me hit you back. That's all. Until you done and out on your own. But you're not finna be on my truck, under the wheel, doing all that, then have an accident. Not while I'm sitting over there. No. Now, if you get out there on your own and do it, that's all on you. Because I didn't teach you to do that. Ain't nobody I train gonna ever tell you that they saw me on the phone all damn day. Or if I was up on the phone while I'm supposed to be training. Nobody. But you getting on my truck, I'm watching your habits already. My first interaction with how you is as a driver, especially if I'm training you, is when you sitting over there in that passenger seat. What you doing? Because I'm watching you out that peripheral. I'm paying attention to the road because I'm driving. But then now and then I catch that peripheral. I might take a glance and see what you're doing. Where your eyes at? Is it on the road, like mine, seeing where we going? Or is it down, fiddling with your phone? That's my first interaction with you as a driver if I'm training you. Oh, so now I'm saying this person's going to be on the phone. Now, and I'm seeing how long you're going to be doing this. Now, if it's just a few instances, okay, ain't no bother. But if this the whole entire trip, you just on fiddling with the phone, taking calls, you in training. You ain't even supposed to even be bothered with your phone. Ain't even supposed to be on, really. But there's exceptions. I make exceptions. While you sitting over there, you just looking. So I don't really say too much till you get up under the wheel. That is my first interaction with you as a trainer. Watching what you doing when you sitting over there in that seat. My second is when I put you up under the wheel. Watching your driving habits. Are you paying attention? Are you speeding? Excessive braking? And your maneuvers? I'm watching all that. I can just sit there in that seat and feel how the truck moving to know if you to check out your maneuvers. That's how I interact with a trainee. Now, what if you training? Now, I'm seeing people that shouldn't even be training. Because you want to rush train. Now, I see if you're not getting it. Now, local is different than OTR. Now, OTR, you knew they're going to have to take you through. They're going to just have to deal with you, tolerate you. But local work, when they hiring drivers, they looking for people that's already experienced. You just need to be showed the job, and they hoping you get it. They don't want to be wasting no damn time like you knew you just got your damn commercial license, and they got to be sitting there with your training until you get it for weeks and weeks and weeks. That's not local. You can't do that shit local. But some of them tolerate it. But that's not what local jobs is looking for. In a driver, they want you to be able to get this. They think you're professional. You put in your application. You're professional. They done chose you to come on in. They're looking for you to be able to get this. They don't want us to be spending weeks and weeks and weeks. Because if you do that, you're a student. Your student status. Yeah, you experienced with your student status. Because you ain't getting it. It's taking you too long. You ain't getting it. Now, they ain't going to rush you. They going to work with you. See if you eventually get it. But you got to be showing some signs of improvement each day. By the end of that week, I got to see some improvement. At the end of the week, if you still the same as when you first stepped on my goddamn truck, you ain't improved. But then you got trainers that ain't fit to be trainers. They may have bad driving habits. Shouldn't even be training. Then you got trainers that be milking the clock. They just training to get the extra training money. If I see a trainee, every time I see that truck come in, is sitting over there in the passenger seat, and you've been here a couple of weeks now, but every time I see you come in, your trainer is driving the truck in, and you over in the passenger seat, what's wrong with that picture? Why ain't that student driving? The trainee. Why ain't the trainee driving? At this point, you should be driving every damn trip. Now, I see if you done got it, and okay, y'all just going back and forth. Okay, I do one load, I do the other load. Okay, something like that. But if every time I see this trainee coming in on the truck, you over in the passenger seat, what the hell going on? Either you not getting it, or either that trainer is in a hurry to go. Trying to get them loads done, and you holding up the process. One of the two there. Or, third one, you just milking the clock. You just want that extra training money. Some people not fit to be trainers. Some people shouldn't even be asked to be trainers just because of their record. But they do, and they are, and they is. And I just sit back and observe how it's going to turn out. Once you get released on your truck, you're going to have an accident. You're going to be a speeder. You're going to get tickets. You're going to know what to do. I sit back and observe. This dirty trucking at home. There's a video on about this distracted driving and training and the whatnots of trucking. Just sitting down having a conversation with you. This dirty trucking out. Peace out.